So, you see a young lady in the store, and she's wearing a mask like this one, and you want to take her out. But let me ask you a question. How do you know what she looks like under here? I mean, you don't know. How do you know what someone looks like? How do you know what you're getting yourself into? Just a quick question. Now, to the real story. Ta-da! What is up, my beautiful, lovely, wonderful people? I'm your girl, Ja. Just here with a little story time. I know you probably might be looking at my chin, or you might not even seen anything before I pointed it out, but yeah, I got a little boo-boo right there. That's a story all in itself. So I hate to admit this, but I'm not really that hairy, actually. Like on my legs, under my arms, on my body, you know what I'm saying? I don't have a whole lot of hair, and the hair I do have is very, fine and laid down, and, you see some people and they're just like really hairy, like, like a werewolf. I'm not like that. But on my face is a different story. I don't have werewolf hair growing on my face, but I do have a couple of spots that I do grow hair that I don't like to have hair there, and it's always been that way since, since I was young. I've always had a little bit of a little fuzz, here sometimes, and a couple of spots on my chin that will grow. And, I've had my little techniques as far as how to rid myself of that hair, but not really a person that really goes to the salon and stuff like that a whole lot, or, to the spa and all that. I will go get an occasional massage, but it's not like, I don't go in for beauty treatments like that. A lot of that stuff I know how to do myself. I know how to do my own hair. I know how to do my own nails. And a lot of times when I have gone to let other people do things like that, cosmetic wise, for me, it hasn't really turned out to be great. And I wound up having to go back and fix, or, just wound up wishing that I had never gone and I had just done it myself. But anyway, saying all that, so I said, well, let me try something different, because I don't want to be to the point where I'm having bumps and stuff due to getting rid of, removing the hair. I don't want to put any type of harsh chemicals, on my face or anything. My skin is already very, very sensitive, especially around this area, it's sensitive. And then, you have your little products that you might use, such as chapstick, lip gloss, or whatever, that I have been trying out different natural products, hypoallergenic products that will not break me out. So anyway, I said, well, let me maybe try the wax strips that they have. So I tried some. I can't remember the first ones I tried, but they did not work at all. And it was just kind of ridiculous. Maybe I won't leave that in the description. There's no reason to do that. Anyway, the ones that I tried first didn't work. I can't remember the brand name. And it was like, in the package, the strips were shaped for three different thicknesses of eyebrows. But it also said that you could use it, for this area here and this area here. And, so I got it, and I'm thinking it's going to be a bunch of them since they're so small. It was like the strips were probably smaller than my eyebrows. But, kind of shaped to where you could just stick it on right there and then yank it off or whatever. But they literally gave you 6. And I'm like, what am I supposed to do with 6 of these things? And then when I tried it, it didn't really work at all. So I went back for a second try, and I tried Nair, which worked very well. The first product that I used was an actual wax. It was an actual wax, and you had to heat it up, and then you're supposed to put the little spatula thing inside the thing, and it's supposed to say ready when it's ready, and it never did say ready, and it wasn't that sticky, and it just didn't work out for me. So like I said, yeah, I tried the Nair, and this one you didn't even have to, it wasn't a wax, it was just a strip that already had the stuff on the back of it that was sticky. That's supposed to be like wax, I guess. And you don't have to heat it. You didn't have to rub it. All you do is put it on there, you know, press it down and pull it off. So it worked great. So I did my eyebrows, and I did a few other little spots, and then I got to this area right here, and like, I don't have a full beard that, that grows it or anything like that. But there's a few spots where these really thick hairs will grow, just a few. And so I tried doing it, and I yanked it, and it didn't work. And then I said, well, you know, it worked everywhere else, so let me just try it again. So I tried it a couple of times on this side, and then what had happened was, it kind of almost burned me. So for a couple of days, I had a big, a brown spot right here, and then it turned to a scab, and then I cocoa buttered and like in 2 days it kind of peeled off. So it's healing. So, you know, if you do use the Nair strips, if it doesn't work the first time, don't continue to do that, because what you're doing is just pretty much ripping your skin off. So anyway, yeah, that's what that is. Now to the story that I came to tell. So now you got a 2 for 1. One moment. Okay, really quick. So woke up this morning, and I had some things to do involving my vehicle. So I went out to clean some stuff out of my car that I had in there. I was going to take my car in, wound up not having to do that, which is awesome. Thank the universe. And let's see. So went to go and clean my car out, getting the stuff out of my car. And then earlier, before that, right before I went, you know, the people come around and they mow the lawn and they blow the leaves and all of that stuff. And the people who come around here to do that, sometimes they leave stuff looking worse than what it looked like before, you know. So I have a couple of things, you know, little rituals I do. One of them is sweeping the front porch and making sure, you know, everything's clear of debris. For one thing, you don't want to track that stuff inside the house. But for another thing, you know, it just kind of sweeps away breaks up the energy, you know, the stagnant energy that may be there. So anyway, I try to keep my front porch clean, but when these people come, they blow leaves, and it's like sometimes they blow the stuff up on your porch and in front of your window instead of blowing it away from the house. So I'm like, you know, I kind of got frustrated about it, because a few times they came, they even knocked over some plants that were outside. So I said, okay, well, they're out there. I'm gonna go ahead and open up my curtains. So, you know, maybe there'll be, it's more likely that they won't leave anything disheveled if they see that the curtains are pulled, people are actually here, and I can see what you're doing. I can see you, you know what I'm saying? So I did that, went out to get the stuff out of my car. I came back in the house. When I went outside, the guy was like a couple of doors down. So then he got to our door once I got back inside, and then he moved on. And then I went back outside for some more things, and I looked, and the plant's knocked over. And this is like the 3rd time that they came and blown and knocked the plant over. The dirt's on the ground. Leaves and stuff and twigs and stuff that's around the house are blowed up on the screen of the front window. And it's like, dude, like, y'all can't, how y'all gonna do that? My window open, I can see you. What's going on with that? So I kind of got really frustrated. I hadn't had my Starbucks yet. And I was just like, I'm gonna nip this in the bud now. So I jumped in my car and I drove over to on the other side of the complex, the housing complex that we live in. And I pulled up on him, pulled up on him. I was like, beep, beep. And he's like, you know, he looked, and I said, y'all just came over there and blew a bunch of stuff up on my door. You knocked my plant over. It's the 3rd time this happened, da, 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 da. And then he's like, oh, I'm so sorry, ma'am. You know, he was sweet. And I was like, you know, usually I'm really, really super nice, and I would just clean it up and go on about my way, or, you know, just be like, hey, you know, could you guys not do that again? You're messing up my front yard or whatever. But I was just like, you know, a little bit more assertive this time. I was just like, don't do that. Be careful what you're doing. When y'all come over here, y'all supposed to be cleaning up stuff, you know, clean it up. Don't leave it looking worse than what it was before you got here. Y'all can't just blow twigs and leaves and stuff all up on people's cars and front doors and stuff. And you keep knocking my plant over, and I got to come outside and sweep it up. So I kind of, you know, got a little heated with him. And, you know, he was so sweet and polite. He's like, oh, man, I'm so sorry. I'll come over here and fix it. And by that time, before I even went to go catch him, I had started to sweep some of the stuff up. So it was pretty much already kind of cleaned up. But anyway, I just let him come back over anyway. So he pulled up, and I got the broom, and I was, you know, getting the rest of the stuff up. And he was like, I'm so sorry. It won't happen again. You know, he was just very, very so sweet. And I'm not going to say I felt bad about telling him about it, but I don't know. A lot of times people aren't sweet and apologetic. A lot of times people are like, you know, yeah, okay, all right, fuck you. Like one time I remember they came and blew some dog doo-doo right in front of on my stairs. And it's like, I don't even have a dog, okay? Number one, how you gonna blow somebody else's dog doo-doo from out of their yard over to my yard? I don't even have a dog. Like, I don't even want, you know what I'm saying? I don't even want that kind of doo-doo problems. So, and the dude was very, you know, rude with me, and they didn't come and clean it up. And I was kind of like, that's messed up. I'm paying, you know, homeowners association fees for you guys to come out here and do this, and y'all blowing shit on my damn, you know, steps. What's up with that? So anyway, I go back in the house. He blows it. He cleans it up. I peek back out there. Everything looks fine. Fast forward a little bit after that, I get ready to leave the house to go run some errands, and I come outside, and guess what? Both plants are now knocked over, and there's dirt everywhere. So I'm looking like, did he, you know what I'm saying? Was he like, bitch, don't be talking to, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't try to assume or jump to any type of conclusions. Okay, so right after I looked, I went ahead and I set one plant back up, reached inside the house, grabbed the broom, started sweeping that dirt over. And these are big plants, you know. And as I'm doing that, the wind just starts blowing and blowing and blowing and blowing. And I'm like, whoa. Okay. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe the wind did it this time. And I do have a camera out there. So anyway, I'll be able to go back and look and see. I'm almost certain that the wind did it that time. And it's a possibility that the wind did it earlier when the guy came. I will check the camera, but it got really windy to the point where after I set that one back up, I started to work on the other one, and then that one fell back over. I was like, oh, like, okay. I think I just, got heated with this guy, and he was so sweet. For nothing, maybe the wind really did do it this time. I checked the camera before when it happened in the past, and, before the people did knock the plant over, but this time it was the wind. And so I kept trying to set them back up, and then I went over to the one on the left and I started working on that one. And then I looked, and then there was this big bug there that was just like, I don't know, people have phobias, people have things that they don't like and are afraid of. Like, some people don't like snakes. Some people don't like dogs. Some people don't like birds. I don't like these certain type of bugs so much that I don't even like to say the name of them. But it was a really big one, and we don't usually have those around here, but occasionally you'll see some because I think they're attracted to whatever type of, I can't think of what you call it right now, but it's stuff that they put in the yard to cover up the dirt and where the grass is not growing at. And it just attracts water bugs and stuff like that. And so I saw it, and it was dead, and it was like on its back. And then, I'm the type of person where I'm really becoming more and more to be in tune. I don't know if I said that right. More and more in tune with nature, more and more in tune with, you could call it spirit, like more in tune with the universe, more in tune with the signs and the symbols and, you know, different things that will happen, especially things that are symbolic, you know, things that you can see and actually go and look up and see the meaning of that. I'm very in tune with that. So I pay attention to everything. And it wasn't a situation to me where it was just like, oh, it's a bug. It was like, no, you're seeing this bug like this way that you really don't like, that you're afraid of for a reason around this situation that just happened with these trees. I mean, these plants or whatever, and your attitude towards things. And for me, it kind of meant, you know, that was ugly, the way that you acted. Even if he did knock them over, or, you know, even if somebody does do something that's not all the way right, it's a certain way that you approach them and a certain way that you speak to people, which is probably most likely the way that I usually do, you know, calm and kind and understanding. I'm usually like that, but, you know, this morning was just a little bit different. It was like, I don't want to be constantly having to clean up these plants. And if y'all gonna keep on coming over here and knocking them over, and we're gonna have an issue. Which I'm sure is understandable, but it was just, you know, seeing that there. And then the crazy thing is, so I saw it and it wasn't all the way dead. So I went and grabbed the bug spray. I'm getting icky feelings right now talking about it. Went and grabbed the bug spray and I started to spray it. And just as I'm spraying it, the plant falls back over on top of it and dumps more dirt on top of it. And I'm like, really? Why y'all playing with me like this? I got stuff to do. I ain't got time to be playing with bugs and dirt and plants. Like, what is going on? But, you know, it just kind of made me stop and think, okay, approach things differently. Approach things in a more calm way. Don't be so quick to get all huffy and, you know, excited and upset about, you know, anything. It could be simple things. It could be something that is more important, you know, but it's just like, be calm, be cool, be collect, you know, have patience. And I felt like, you know, it was also a message of having more balance, you know, with how you conduct yourself. Just because something happens, you know, there's no reason to get all excited. Sometimes you just need to calm down and handle the situation and be done with it. And so, yeah, that's my story for today. That's the lesson that I learned from it. I spoke a little bit before. I've spoken before in, you know, a lot of other videos that I've done about how the universe speaks to you and how, you know, it can be a color. It can be a feeling. It can be an object that has that you have some type of relation with. It can be a person. It can be anything. It could be symbols. It can be numbers. It can be places. You know, it can be anything. But when you really tune in and pay attention to what's going on in your everyday life and your surroundings, the universe really does speak to you in a language of symbols. And if you're keen enough and quiet enough and aware enough within yourself to pay attention, it can be very helpful and you can learn something, regardless of whether you're going through a positive situation, a negative situation, a simple situation, a complex situation, whatever it is. You always have the universe and your spirit guides and your higher self and those invisible forces that are so real, that are right there with you, helping guide you through your life. And that's all I have for this story. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm your girl, Ja. Really quick, if you get a chance, check out some of my websites. Go check out my art. You can go to JulleArt.com. That's JULLEART.com. You can also check out my little shop where I've got some neat stuff there for you to look at and possibly purchase. It's called shop.julleart.com. So that's shop.JULLEART.com. shop.jewelart.com. Did I do that right? Shop.jewelart.com. I think that's it. But anyway, if you go to just the first website that I told you about, jewelart.com, there's a link to the shop. There's also a link to another one of my shops where I do sell some masks that are designed by yours truly. So yeah, you guys check those sites out. Jewel Art is your one-stop shop for everything that I'm going to be doing. So, you know, whether it's events or whether it's up-and-coming dates and important things that you need to know about that's going to be coming up that I'm going to be doing, they will all be on that site. Okay, I will talk to you guys in the next one. I love you. Have a great one. And yeah, be calm, be cool, be collect, be balanced. Don't let them see you sweat. You know, be patient. Have patience when you're going through some of these situations. And a lot of times just being quiet and having patience, you'll see how things kind of unfold and get to a point where you didn't even have to really say anything. It takes care of itself. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.